Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you're new here, my name is Chris and today we're diving into the Mariposa Palette by Infinity Beauty. Mariposa is Spanish for butterfly. So if you want to know the details on this palette, then obviously keep on watching. Also, my 2K giveaway is coming to an end very soon on July 31st. If you haven't already entered that giveaway, I would highly suggest that you do so. Also guys, we have hit 3K already before the end of the 2K giveaway. And of course, it's all because of you guys. Thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. Love you guys so much. So 3K giveaway is going to be coming very soon. So the palette comes in this box, and on the top it says, and just when the caterpillar thought it was its end, it became a mariposa, or a butterfly. And then on top it has a little caterpillar as well. See the little caterpillar right up top. In the back of the box it does contain the ingredients, some information. The ingredients does contain talc and mica. It has a shelf life of 3 years and it's cruelty free, and it was made in China. The palette itself doesn't have any information on it, so if you want to keep that information, you need to keep the box. By the way, quick shout out to Mary, because she was the one who tagged me in this and I absolutely fell in love with this, so thank you so much, Mary. This is a bigger size palette. It's not too thick, you guys. When you open up the palette, it looks like this. It is rather huge, and yes, it is reflective. Hi camera. Up top it says, your time as a caterpillar has expired, your wings are ready. It does have 4 large magnets, so obviously that's how it closes, and it does stay shut very nicely. The shadows do come with a slipcover as well. And here's the color story. Fell in love with this color story, which is why it was so easy to add it to the cart. Speaking of the cart, this costs $28, which I believe is 100% worth it. The packaging is very well. You're getting 19 shadows. No, there is not a mirror, but that doesn't bother me. If that bothers you, then obviously this is not for you. The shadows in here are pigmented and they blend very easily. You have shimmers, there are mattes, also duochrome, and I believe that this is a foil. At least it looks more foil in terms of swatches. So the shadows in this palette swatch very nicely. Most of them I only went into 1 to 2 times. Only 2 shadows I had to go in 3 times with. Most of them do feel very nice. The red matte shade called Love and this pink matte shade down here called Comfort are a little bit more rough when going in with a finger. The black shadow up here is not a matte, nor is it a shimmer. I believe it's satin. This shimmer down here called Success, it's just a little bit flaky, but honestly you could fix that easily by just setting your actual brush, like spraying it with setting spray, and then it'll easily go on. So let me go ahead and take some shadows right now and show you guys live. Let's take Love. This one's a little bit more rough, and it also has a lot more kick up, by the way. Love. And a little bit with Comfort too, not really everything else. Everything else is pretty much pressed in. Let's take Forgive, because this is absolutely gorgeous. I want to take this black because, like I said, it's like more satin. I want you guys to see that. And let's see, let's take Success, because I did mention how it's just a little bit flaky. I want you guys to see what I'm talking about. But here we go. Here's Love. This beautiful green called Forgive. This one's called Change, which is this black. And then Success. Oh, see what I mean? Little bit flaky. No big deal, honestly. You can fix that easily, just like I mentioned before. But here is the swatch. They swatch really well. I'm going to take 4 more. I'm going to take Magic, which is the duochrome. Let's take Journey, because that's such a pretty color. Let's take Hope as well. And you know what? Let's take the purple matte, because purple mattes are really hard to formulate. So here is this duochrome shade I was telling you guys about. Gorgeous. Journey. Oh, not too fast. Beautiful. Hope. And then here's the purple matte right there. So as you can see, the palette does swatch very nicely, and you can see the pigment in the shadows. Now for this eye look, I went ahead and I put concealer on my lids. However, I did set it, which is important for you to know, because when you put concealer on your lids and you do not set it, the shadows do cling onto the lid better. So I set my concealer, so that's going to make a big difference when you see the actual performance. These shadows in particular should honestly be used with a sticky base or a primer. It brings out the most potential in them, and you'll see that in just a second. I did go ahead and I used 4 brushes for my eye look today. I used a flat one from the Tetris x Ipsy collab, and then 3 from Morphe. I used 13 out of 19 shadows on my lids today because, of course, I like to show you guys as many shadows as possible. So I started off this eye look with Worth. It has a little bit of glitter in it. However, you can't really see it when it goes on the lids, but the color is still nonetheless beautiful. Next, I went into Peace, which is this purple matte. I wanted to see how this would perform because purple mattes can sometimes come out really patchy when it comes to palettes. But with this palette, it was not the case. It was really beautiful and stunning. However, I do feel like it will work even better with a sticky base or a primer. So throughout this eye demo, you're gonna see me dip into the palettes with my finger. 9 out of 10 times when you go into a matte or a shimmer with your finger, it's gonna come out beautiful. It's gonna come out more pigmented. So I would highly suggest, if you're gonna get this palette, to use your finger if you're not gonna use any concealer or primer, and the shadows will come out beautiful. Next piece I went with Soul, which is this kind of baby blue matte. It's vibrant, it's gorgeous, and I just couldn't stay away from using that particular shadow. And honestly, the same thing goes for the next one, which is Forgive. I put this in the inner corner. It is really, really pretty, and I can imagine it on like a white base. On a white base, this bad boy is just gonna pop out. Next, I went in with my Glam Light liner. You guys know I love this liner. This is like my #1 liner. I went ahead and I shaped out the actual wing of the butterfly. This took a lot of time and a lot of patience. After that, I went in with my Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer in white, and I used that with a very sharp brush on my lids right on the black to create the actual dots of the butterfly. And for my lower lash line, I went in with Hope down here. I took it on a dry brush, and of course it did not disappoint. I did leave space towards the back just a little bit because I went back in with the same blue as earlier. I wanted to blend it towards the actual liner. Then for the rest of the inner part of my lower lash line, I went in with Journey, again with a dry brush, and like the other shimmers, it just came out really stunning. For my inner corner highlight and the actual brow bone for both eyes and my face, I actually went into this shade right here in the center, which is called Light. This is a stunning white shimmer, you guys. I don't see white shimmers like this often, but this eye did a similar process except with different colors. So I started off with Love. I wanted to use the shade because of the fact that it was a bit more rough and it had a bit more fallout. I wanted to see if maybe it had performed differently, but honestly it didn't. It does need a little bit of a build up, but again, remember, I went ahead and I set the concealer on my lids, so had I just left it sticky and tacky, it might not have needed a build up. Right next to Love, I went in with Comfort, this gorgeous pink, just honestly a bit more pigmented than Love, and it blends very beautifully. I didn't have a problem with any other shadows that I used in terms of blending, so there's no complaints here. Next to Comfort, I went in with Calm, which is this orange matte shade. I started off with a brush, but honestly I went in more with my finger because I wanted to show exactly how beautiful and pigmented this shadow is. For the remainder of my lid, I went in with this gorgeous yellow matte. It has a little bit of a neon. In person, in camera, I can't really see that. I don't know if you guys can see it. After this moment, I went ahead and I did the same thing as before. I used the liner and this white primer to do the wing and the dots. For the lower lash line on this side, I went in with Kindness on a dry brush and did kind of like the same thing from the other eye. I took it from the back and dragged it out, but didn't go all the way out. I wanted to leave room for Wisdom up here, which is more of like a yellow shimmer versus gold, and once again a dry brush. And then lastly, of course, I went in with Lights, like I said earlier, put it in the corner of the brow, and of course my cheek for the highlights. But anyway, this is the look that I created. I absolutely love this palette. I think that you guys would love it too. So let me know your thoughts on this palette down below. Let me know if you're gonna grab it or not. This also makes a really great fan, can I just say? By the way, I've had this eye look on for quite some time. This has been on my eyes for about 7 hours. It looks absolutely amazing, especially for no primer. That is like amazing. I'm sorry. This is literally brushes and my fingers. That's it. And if that doesn't wow you, then I don't know what would, honey. I really don't. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye, guys. So the palette comes in this box. On the top it says, and when the caterpillar... Blech. The palette comes in this box. On top it says, and... The palette comes in this box, and on... Oh my god!